So they're Pakistani, first of all. So for those who don't know, there's a heavy tradition in that culture of arranged marriages between couples, right? So some families fix marriages between couples, and they fix it based on factors such as class, ethnicity, the region that you live in, socioeconomic status, whatever patterns of education you may have. They base it on that, and pretty much the parents are the ones that organize who's going to get married. And it sounds crazy to us right now, but in the year of 2019, there was a survey done, and 85% of Pakistanis report to have met their spouse through arranged marriages. Only 5% of those who were surveyed said that they actually got married for love. So this is a traditional cultural thing that we're looking at right here. And it's something where I find like Chinese or just Asian culture in general, just overall Asian culture, South Asian, doesn't matter. It's very deeply embedded in its roots of tradition and the past and just continuing on with the past, right?
Well,
There's
you
a
got
lot
to
of
remember you're marrying families technically in those
right.
situations. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, obviously you're marrying families. It's back to the old days of hierarchies where princes would only be married to princesses or queens would only marry kings, and you would seek out somebody. But even in those days, the reason for it was for networking purposes. These now become our allies. We now share your money. We get more land. We help da 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 da. That was what it was for. We are in an age and time now where a lot of the things that were the reasons for this being established are not the reasons for it being done today. You know what I'm saying? We don't live with princes and kings and queens in a lot of these countries anymore. It's just regular people. And a lot of these people, because the culture is so embedded and you will be disavowed from your family, they're going to tell you to go away. They won't speak to you anymore if you choose to go against what they say. A lot of people within these cultures, because of how they're brought up, feel like the only option that they have is to take their life. Like when it gets to a level like that, don't we start to look at the traditions a little bit differently and start to maybe question if maybe not totally get rid of them, but let's alter them a little bit. If somebody does find love before we can arrange the marriage, let's entertain the love first, no?
Well, to that point, let me just make a clarification here. My experience with arranged marriage is all through Bol- Bollywood. Okay, that's
Right.
as far as that's where it goes. That's all I know.
Right, right,
So
right.
take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Anyways, um, I think that arranged marriages, from what I've seen, can be very successful. You just spoke to that with that statistic that you brought up earlier, but also take arranged marriage out of the equation. You just made a point where why can't we just give love a chance? Great. But at the same time, when you meet someone, not through the arranged marriage route, you love this person, whatever, you take them home and they take you home. You know why you're doing that? Because you want your parents' approval. And believe it or not, some parents don't sign off on that. And guess what happens to that relationship? It doesn't work out. In
Yeah.
fact, I know someone, I won't even give you a hint by even saying their sex, that went through that exact same thing. After 5 years of being with this person, the other person delayed introducing them to the parents.
Right.
Met the parents, relationship done. So technically, the arranged marriage indirectly still sort of kind of happens. The only difference is the child is doing the legwork. They're meeting someone, falling in love, bringing it home, and they're either getting the thumbs up or they're getting kicked out the door. So still kind of happening. That's all I'm saying.
The difference is with these cultural arranged marriages, a lot of times the people don't even meet before. Like when they meet, they're engaged. That's what they meet. They meet to get engaged. So these people don't get the opportunity to see the person or know their personality or anything like that, right? That's one side. Let me give you another thing. These arranged marriages, they do tend to last because each person does have their roles, and each person in these cultures knows what role they have to fulfill and why they're fulfilling it, blah, 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 blah. Here's the problem that comes with these arranged marriages, though. A lot of people, as they're so scared to not get into them, like willing to commit suicide rather than get into arranged marriages, that level of fear also occurs while they're in the marriage. So the idea of them either getting divorced or separated has them in that equal level of fear, which means if somebody's getting abused, if somebody's getting taken advantage of, if it doesn't work out compatibility wise, and the husband decides to step out, or all of these things, a lot of people will stay in these marriages. They will stay there because they feel forced into not into that idea that I don't want to disappoint my family, and the pressure that comes from that.
A lot of people stay in these marriages who were not a part of an arranged marriage.
That's also, no, I understand what you're saying. The ultimate difference is decision, is the choice right here, because in the arranged marriages, you're assigned a person. That's what I'm saying. You're assigned to somebody. You don't get to meet them or talk. In these other relationships, yes, sometimes outside of that, it does occur, but at least that person gets the opportunity to meet the person themselves. They make that decision for themselves. Sometimes it ends up bad, but they make it for themselves.
All I know is 50% of marriages end in divorce. And if there is a higher success rate through an arranged marriage, well, then you'd be stupid not to put your chips on that side. Because you also have to remember, when you're just a single person and your homegirl comes and say, hey, yo, I got this girl. Yo, man, she's super nice. You're probably going to love her. She's telling you this because she knows you and she loves you and she has your best interests at heart. This is your friend.
Right.
Not your sister, your friend. You go and you meet. This is how people meet, through friends. So I say that to say, this is your parents. Your parent, if your friend, you think your friend has your best interest in mind, your parents definitely have your best interest in mind. With that, of course.
I feel like my friend though is going to be more concerned with a person that's actually compatible with me as a human being, whereas my parents are going to be looking more towards financial security, and jobs and all that type of stuff.
So and that's fine, and that's based on individual life, your own life experiences, because I would look at it a different way. I would think that my parents would have more of a vested interest in my happiness apart from financial stability. And yes, I know I'm the man, and that's a different conversation. So I should be the one providing that different conversation. But I think my parents would have a more vested interest in that side of it versus, oh, well, let's just get married to some rich girl. And you know, but anyways, point is, killing yourself because you cannot be with the person you truly want to be with is absolutely ridiculous. I do not support or condone taking your own life in any way. Mental illness is something else. If you suffer from that, seek help, please. But because I can't be with, first of all, how about this? Fuck your parents. See her anyways. Run away. Fuck your parents. How about that? If you're willing to take your own life, fuck your parents. Did you consider that? Fucking the parents.
You know what? I didn't even think about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're really willing to take it that level, then because I was like, obviously they're not going to run away because probably their parents are providing for them. But if you're willing to die, you should be willing to sacrifice and suffer for a little bit. Maybe you don't have some food for a little bit, a place to live with the person you love.
With all sensitivity, you know, RIP, but should have fucked your parents. Viewing public, are you fucking your parents?
Right. Watch this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You just gotta watch how you're phrasing there. Sir.
First of all, if you've gone this far in the video, you know what I'm saying. If you're just catching the clip, well, you're probably, why are you saying that? But viewing public, are you fucking your parents or are you killing yourself? Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Condoms while fucking parents. Deuces.